If you're tired of hearing the same old basic mindset and motivational fluff talk, you've come to the right show. Welcome to Project Me with Tiffany Carter, the podcast, where we dish on everything from managing that crazy brain of yours to manifesting abundance to my straightforward, actionable steps that will make you major money online. Now, I'm not your typical multimillionaire entrepreneur. It takes a small village to keep my anxiety and depression in check. I'm inherently disorganized with an intense obsession with office supplies. Your girl here is a digital marketing content expert who's generated over $200 million in sales. I promise by tuning in twice a week, you will get a much needed refreshing dose of truth, clarity, and cash making advice. Now let's get to it. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, and you are going to get a loving kick in the ass today from me. A productivity boost that is much needed to get you out of your summer sloth mode and re-motivated. It's interesting how summer has a way of distracting many people from their dreams. It's an easy excuse that sounds reasonable. I'll get back at it after the summer. This is no different than telling yourself you'll start on Monday or after the holidays or when the kids go back to school. After 15 years as an entrepreneur, I've heard all the stories and reasonings people use to resist going after their dreams, like Mercury's in retrograde, I'm not at the right part of my cycle, the stars aren't aligned. I've also used them myself, and before I knew it, 3 years passed me by, then 6 years, then 10, and yeah, it took me 10 years to start ProjectME, the podcast, and the business coaching brand because of all these excuses. I'd say, oh, this has been a really hard year. It'll be next year. I'm not feeling motivated or clear-headed right now. I have a lot going on. I'm not in a great relationship. Once I find a supportive partner, then I will. And I really believed all of those things I was telling myself. And I know you believe the things you're saying now too. You might even be getting pissed at me. Like, oh, well, Tiffany, you don't understand. You don't have kids. I want to make sure that I spend the most time with my kids this summer. And my kids are going off to college. And I want to make sure every spare moment I'm spending it with them. And you could really be trying to convince me. And it doesn't work. You know why? Because I have coached over 150,000 people. You don't think I've coached single moms, recently divorced moms, moms in a lot of debt, moms who are having to move back in with their own parents temporarily because it was such a nasty divorce, people who got fired during the pandemic, they got laid off unexpectedly and they had to figure it out because they just bought a beautiful dream house for their family and now they're scrambling. People who invested tons of money into a business and still had no real business plan, and yet people kept selling them shit, and now they've spent $80,000 and still have nothing to show for it. I can go on and on and on. I've coached people while they're nursing a newborn on sessions with me. It's the people who are using their current circumstances as an excuse that end up not going anywhere. I need you to stop today using your current circumstances as a way that is going to block what you want for your future. That's exactly what's happening. We always have circumstances. Hello, did you listen to the Money Mindset mini-series? If you didn't listen to part 3, there's evidence, very clear evidence there that I have a lot of shit going on in my life. And if you've been listening to the show at least since the end of 2021 and in 2022, that it's been a wild ride. But if I let my current circumstances consume me and I allowed them to take me down and I allowed them to be an excuse, I would be in a major predicament right now. Not only wouldn't I be any closer towards my goals, I would be way far back. So here's what successful people do. Successful people, and what I mean by success, because it's different for everybody what success is. Some people don't care about having millions in the bank. I do. I love money. I want millions in the bank because more money is more options. The more people I can help, the more interesting things that I can do, the more secure I feel, the more homes I can buy, the more overpriced dinners I can eat at. You ever think about the fact of how much money we spend on eating out and all we are doing is pooping and peeing all that money out? We're basically gonna just poop out money. I know, I digress. Where was I even going with this? You're in this resistant state for one of two reasons, okay? One, you believe that you will have to sacrifice something you don't want to lose in order to generate the money you desire. Or two, you don't believe it's truly possible for you, so it's not a top priority. So let's go back to one. You believe that you'll have to sacrifice something you don't want to lose in order to generate the money you desire. So you'll have to sacrifice time with loved ones, time with yourself, your energy. You feel like there'll be more stress. Your life won't be as easy. It won't be as flexible. You're going to have to sacrifice money because in order to actually create a profitable and scalable business, you are going to have to invest money and creative and mental energy, and you are going to have to invest time. Even if you already have a business and you want to scale that business and create multiple passive income streams to get to a place where I'm at, where I can work as little or as much as I would like. In order to get here, you do have to pay the piper up front, but you reap the benefits for decades to come. It's absolutely worth it. It doesn't go away. These are passive income streams, not residual income. And I'm not knocking network marketing, but that's residual. That dwindles over time unless you're working it. Passive income, you're doing it right. It either you have streams that'll stay steady, you'll have streams that'll slowly increase over time, and you'll have some streams that really take off over time. But I had to put in that energy and mental bandwidth and creativity and time up front to reap those rewards. But last time I checked, it's really worth it. But maybe that scares you. You really are digging into that excuse, and you can use your excuses to hold you back and to stand resistance, or you can use your excuses to propel you. You could say, because of my kids, I'm going to grow my business to a multi-million-dollar business. Because of my divorce and my current financial circumstances that I'm not happy about, that I'm ashamed of, I am determined to change this and never be dependent on any person, job, or institution for money ever again. Because of my health scare or my health stuff that I have going on, I am determined to create this business or do this thing or start this podcast or build this blog or write this book so that other people don't feel as alone as I did in it or as I do sometimes. So using your circumstances to propel you instead of hold you back is a matter of how you're looking at it as an excuse to not do or an excuse to pursue. That's up to you. And that rhymed, and I want credit for it. Number two, that you don't believe it's truly possible for you, so it's not a top priority. Yeah, I mean, if you don't think it's possible, then why would you even bother trying? If I didn't think it was possible for me to have ab lines and get my waistline down, because we know I've been a little over consuming here, with not just the hint of lime Tostitos, but also ice cream. I went off the rails a little bit. But if I didn't believe it was possible for me to do that, then I wouldn't even bother trying. If I didn't believe it was possible for me to create a podcast that impacts millions of people all over the world, that is now a top 15% of all podcasts worldwide, would I have ever started it? Because I wasn't starting it for a hobby or because I was bored, right? I might have probably never started it. That would have been an excuse. So if you have not downloaded what I created for you recently, which is valued at over $300, it's really valued at so much more because of how much money you're going to attract and opportunities you're going to attract from listening to it. But my Summer Abundance Walking Guided Meditation series, I put in a bonus there that was a major surprise to you guys. And that bonus addresses this self-doubt of you don't truly believe it's possible for you, or you have any version of that thought. I took a poll on Instagram and hundreds of you voted. That's the one kind of really tickling thought that happens in your brain, that negative committee in your brain that kind of goes, oh, you can't really do it. Who do you think you are? You're too old, or you're not tech savvy enough, or you're too late in the game, or or you're not organized enough, or you're not well spoken enough. That's what holds you back. Right in there as a bonus, I have a guided walking meditation series to address that. So if you haven't downloaded that and prioritized listening to it, it's designed to do while you're in motion. So I'm telling you to listen and multitask. I don't know what to do with you. I didn't create it. I'm not someone who creates like a freebie. So I throw a freebie out there to like just get some emails. Like, I value my time and yours, and we don't do anything basic here at ProjectME. The shit is good. And I don't put anything out that I don't have an intention of charging for it soon, but I'm giving it to you for free right now. Go to projectmewithtiffany.com/summer abundance. You can swipe up, and that link is also in the show notes for you. So I want to give you some facts to back this up. By the end of 2020, there were 56.1 million millionaires worldwide. This is from Business Insider. And I love using facts because now your ego, now your inner bully, there can't be a debate with that. 56.1 million millionaires worldwide, and it's only growing. There's more millionaires now than ever before, and you might not even, millions might even sound wild to you right now. You might even be like, want to be at 250,000 or 10,000 a month. I know you guys listening are all over the place of where you're at in your journey, but I'm telling you, I'm evidence that it's possible. I've done it over and over again. And I've personally coached dozens of people to millionaire status, and I've coached thousands into the six figures. People from India, people from Australia, people from Ireland, of course, my Canadians, people from the US, people with 6 kids, people with newborns, people recently divorced, people who just had a catastrophic loss in their family, people who are still healing from cancer. Every possible circumstance. And the ones that were successful, the ones that are still growing, are the ones who are using their current circumstances as an excuse to propel them and refuse to go backwards in their life. Not one of them lost time with their kids. Not one of them lost any progress with their health. Not one of them had to work more than 25 hours a week. With the exception of there's some anomalies of my crazy wild people, and I know you guys are listeners that choose to have restaurants and cafes and physical stores and retail businesses. In the beginning, especially when you're starting it, and if you don't have great employees yet. Sorry, my PayPal notifications are going off. I like to keep that sound up during the day. It like really gets me going. You know what I'm saying? I think I might make it into my ringtone. Anyway, but with that exception, you don't need to work more than 25 hours a week unless you want to. And if you love what you do, then that's great. But don't tell yourself some lie that's not true. Don't tell yourself that lie because that's holding you back. And this summer thing, your brain, I can even feel your brain wanting to almost get mad at me because it's what I used to do with my manifestation law of attraction mentor. I'd say, well, you don't understand, because we all think our circumstances are so unique. Women are especially famous for this. We think we're more exhausted, we're more busy, we have more going on, we have a longer to-do list than anyone else, and there's more people depending on us. It's a female thing that we do. And it gets us in a lot of trouble. We're not unique. I would sit there and give him so many stories. You don't understand. I have anxiety. I'm really stressed. I've been struggling with depression lately. I have a lot of pressure. And how many millions of people have gone before you in even more dire circumstances? Said in a beautiful Lebanese calm accent. And then I felt, of course, like a crazy person. There's tons of people who've gone before you. You're just choosing to use it as an excuse. And if you're okay with not getting the results that you want, and you're okay with not having the kind of money you want to have, the options you want to have, the lifestyle, the freedom, all that stuff, that's fine. That's then perfect. But if you want what you say you want, you're going to have to get into consistent action, and you're going to have to deal with these beliefs that come up and shifting them. What I teach and what I coach you to do in my mastermind and my private coaching, even inside my ProjectME Posse group coaching membership, what I teach is to build and grow and structure your businesses to complement your life, to enhance your life, not to take away from it. But all of us have been heavily programmed that work and lots of money equals sacrifice. That's why there's all those sayings that are outdated. A lot of them were created by corporations to keep people trapped and stuck, and so they could psychologically manipulate them to pay them less. And don't let me go on a rant about that right now. It's not true. It's not true. You don't need to sacrifice anything you don't want to. What we do is we work within, we create boundaries. This is what you're available for and what you're not available for. How can we structure a business within that feels good to you, that's actually going to work, and put systems in place so it does work? Or maybe you've already created a business and now it's consuming all of your time and your energy, and you can't even imagine how you're going to scale it, how you're going to make more money, how you're going to help more people without it just consuming more of you and more of your time. You had success so far, but how are you going to get to the next level? That's why you come to me. Now, our applications are closing very soon for my ultra exclusive ProjectME 6-month mastermind experience. This is where I take 15 business owners, and I'm going to teach you along with my ProjectME team. But it's predominantly me. You're getting me. You're not getting a co-coach. I don't do any of that bullshit. And I'm not trying to knock other people's programs, but not for my high level stuff. You're getting me. And I'm teaching you offer stacking. I'm teaching you how to get your customers to spend more money from you, how to tweak and structure your business so you can get more of your time back, but make more money. You're going to learn how to hire, when to hire, how to get visibility and attention for your business so that you're getting a lot of traffic coming to you so you can have those higher volume group programs and memberships and people buying digital products from you, and even physical products like swag from you at levels where it's actually going to change your bank account. And then, of course, at the end of our mastermind, we have our 2-day in-person luxury mastermind experience together, which will without a doubt be the most fun you've had in the entire year. I've specifically designed this mastermind to we're starting like mid-September, and it goes through February, so that you're with me during the peak money-making season online of the year. So if you want to make sure you have my eyes and my expertise structuring and helping you implement, and then having a creative mastermind container to really flesh out ideas so that we create irresistible offers so you actually get an incredible ROI, then you need to apply. You can get all the details by going to projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. Swipe up. That link is in my show notes. But this is why I make this by application only, so we can determine if this makes the best sense for you right now based on where you're at in your business and where you want to go. It's that simple. I have no reason to want to take you just to take your money. I don't teach that to any of my clients, any of my students, and that's not a good look on me because I want great testimonials, and that's why I have thousands of them. If you want a more customized approach where you just have me and you one-on-one, totally dedicated to your business, I have opened my end of summer, early fall private coaching spots. Now, I only take a max of 6 clients at a time, and these are already starting to fill up. So those applications are also in the show notes. You can swipe up in there if that is something that you feel is a better fit. I know some of you want to be in that collective mastermind container and, of course, have that in-person experience with me. And some of you want mano a mano, and that's fine too. I have some of you that want both. And if you want to do both, and there's some people who already are doing that, I will honor the pre-launch pricing for the mastermind, and you'll get $3,000 off. So back to these excuses. What are we going to do? We are going to turn those excuses into fuel. The crap that's happening in your life right now, the crap that's happened this year, because this has been the year of the reckoning, as I've called it. I don't know what the hell's going on. 2022 has been wild. I want you to think about any time in your life, all the crap that's gone on. Maybe some of that's going on to wake you up. Maybe some of this stuff is going on to light you up, to put you in enough pain and discomfort to get a fire lit under your ass so you actually take action and get consistent and get accountability, wave the white flag, finally hire help, finally invest, finally do the thing. That's what was required for me. I had to be in so much discomfort, so unfulfilled, so unmotivated, so low, so blah, feeling just like a robot. Like every day was the same crap. I felt like I was wasting my life, and then that made me feel like I was kind of shitting on God and the universe. That didn't make me feel good. I walked around kind of with resentment. I was even jealous of people who had what I wanted. I had to be in enough discomfort and pain for me to go, fuck it, I'm doing it. I don't care what it costs me, because what it's costing me to stay in the same spot right now for another day, another week, another month, another year, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't want the people around me to have to deal with me doing it. And what do you want to show the people around you? What do you want to show your kids? What do you want to show other women, other men, other people from your country of origin? Or in my case, right, I want to show other trauma survivors and people who had a lot of adversity and a lot of shit to overcome. Now I'm going to cry. That you can fucking do it. But that was turning my pain into my mission. I made that pain of mine. I turned that energy, that intenseness of pain and just anger and bitterness and, discontent. I turned that around and used it to fuel me to say, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to live like this anymore. Are you at that point? If you're not at that point yet, let me tell you something. If you're not at that point, but you're like kind of in that, well, I'm not miserable, I'm not thrilled either, I'm just warning you. The universe and God has a funny way of working. And if you were meant to do something more, which my guess is you were, you wouldn't be listening to me. If you're meant to do something more with your life, if you weren't meant to do something more, you would be happy as fuck right now. If you're meant to do something more and you're not going after it, that is why you're irritable and you're discontent and you're restless and anxious and all those things. It's actually a gift. Use that pain as a gift to make you finally wave the white flag. And using the example of where I do know it's possible for me to trim down by my birthday trip. My birthday's September 5th. I know what I have to do. We got to lay off the Tostitos and the ice cream. It's really simple. Exercise is not a problem for me. But if I want what I say I want with that, then I've got to do something about it. And I'm at the point, and I don't know if some of you are like this. I know when my body gets to a certain point where I don't like how it feels or how it looks, I have a threshold I won't go past. And when I hit that threshold of discomfort, that's when I get my shit together. That's when you see me, I get it together. So are you at your threshold yet? And you can create a new threshold at any time. Maybe it's time you create different standards for yourself and move that threshold needle. You've been at a stagnant state for too long. Stagnant is not a high energy. If you've been feeling stagnant, if you've been feeling so-so, if you've been feeling okay, that's because you're meant to do something more. Take some kind of action right now, even one action right now. Swipe up and get the damn Summer Abundance Walk, okay? And don't just swipe up and download it. Actually listen to it. So there's one action. And for the rest of you, take some major boss move action and either apply for my mastermind experience, which those applications are about to close. And I only offer this once a year. So you can't use your, I'll do it next time she does it. The next time is really fucking far away. And that doesn't mean I'll do it again, because I have the right to change my programs at any time. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it again. I might be off luxuriating, or I want to do something else, or apply for my private coaching. Take a damn action, and don't tell yourself the lie and get overwhelmed that you have to do 500 things at once. I would rather you take one or two solid like boss move actions and then one or two mini actions in a week. That's all it takes. If it took more than that, you guys, I would not be successful. I really promise you. I need to show you it's like a dining room table desk with 500 Post-it notes with writing on it where I'd have no idea what's going on. Trust me on this. If I can do this, there is zero doubt in my mind that you can do it. It's really a matter of, are you going to use your excuses to keep you in resistance, or are you going to use your excuses to fuel you to go forward? Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.